if he loves, this is one verse that is very key to understand when we are going through something that we believe is um, too bad, or it is because of our, well, normally when we go through bad things, it is because of our sins. That is the normal thing. But then we see stories like that of Job, which had to do with um, something different that had to happen, that he had to go through in order to come to know Yahweh in a better way. That's why at the end he said that he came to know Yahweh better, um, basically as through his eyes. Before it was just through his ears, and that's how he expresses it, but means something greater, of course. The fact that Yahweh tells us here, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. He's telling us if we have to go through rebuke and if we need to be punished for something, if we are being punished, is because he loves us. Many people take that as, you hate me, you hate me. Why are you allowing me to go through this? Why are you making me go through this? You hate me. They don't understand that that is actual love, because there are many evil people who do not go in this life through those tests or those punishments, because they will be punished in the other reality when they are found as bastards. Yet those who are children of the Most High will be punished during this reality, just like a child is punished by his parent who actually loves him. And the punishment hurts actually the father more than the son, depending, of course, but it hurts the father, but he does it because he knows it's for his good. And the child will only know that until he grows up and faces reality, faces society, and then he will know that those punishments saved him from a bunch of pain that would be worst on him and others once he got older, and therefore had the ability to do more things than when he was a child. Well, many reasons why that is. So the fact that we are punished is because he loves us. He sees us as children. Many people, I repeat, they say, "Is you hate me, you hate me," and they see somebody that perhaps does a lot of evil, and they know, and then they say, why does that person have so much success, and I don't see him sad ever, and I have to go through this and that? It is because you are being prepared for something greater that is eternal, while that person is enjoying the few that he will have in reality in general, which will be this time, which actually is about to end. So, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. So Yahweh is telling them pretty much that that is the reason why they will have to die through the great tribulation, because they did not accept the two witnesses. So they have to be punished. But that punishment is for their own good, as it is written in Romans 8:28, that all things are for the good of those who love him. All things, even those that seem really bad. And it's important to understand, if we are being rebuked or chastened by the Most High, is because he loves us, instead of what the flesh will tell us, what the enemy will come to say to us, that it is because of the opposite, and that is just for him to fool us into rebelling against our Father. So, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Very important. And why is also important? Well, many reasons, but another important reason, Yahweh doesn't say this in the other congregations, and of course it also applies. However, in this case, it is key because this is the congregation that is the farthest away from the true Messiah, from the true doctrine, and therefore they need to be chastened. And even though they are so far, Yahweh loves them. This is key. But also, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Also important because in this doctrine, known as the prosperity doctrine, they don't ever talk about rebuke or punishment for sin. They only talk about prosperity, about Yahweh wanting you to be rich. Well, they don't say Yahweh, of course. They talk about whom they worship, wanting them to be rich and wealthy and have a new house and have many cars and whatever the flesh will be pleased with. So that is what they are taught. And if anybody comes around and starts talking about you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, we should do this, we should do that to be better with the Almighty, this and that, they would hate it. And that's why they don't teach about that. They don't preach that because that don't sell. And one example of that is the many people that are watching tonight. So since the truth in this reality does not sell, when the truth appeared, this world killed him. Therefore, that is why those congregations that are filled with people of this society, those pastors, they don't teach the truth. And that is just one truth. So I continue, and it says, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. That is love. That is love. What they are doing is not love, because it is written that a parent who doesn't punish his son or his child doesn't love that child, actually hates that child. In the long run, that child will go through a lot of pain because of the lack of teaching, and in this case punishment, if that was the case. Instruction pretty much is the thing. Instruction, part of instruction is punishment if the instruction is not followed, so that one understands the way in which one must go. So the fact that it says, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten, has to do with the fact that they don't rebuke because they believe that is not love. That is how they actually raise their children nowadays. They don't punish really because they don't think that is love. So then they will see that that was actually hate, because he was love of this world, fake love. So it was actually hate disguising as love, because they are not cold nor hot. They are lukewarm, like Lucifer, who dressed or appears as an angel of light, being a fallen one. So this is very important. They say that rebuke or punishment is not love. They don't feel is love because it feels harsh, but they don't understand the point of it, the long run. They're not talking about, they're not thinking about when they are adults or even eternal. So that's why Yahweh has to say this, also because Mashiach came to bring forgiveness. Now he's coming to rebuke. And those who see him, who have the same doctrine as this, or are close to it, will see that rebuke or those teachings as not good, as not from the Father, because the Father is love, and that is not love because they feel those words are harsh. And that's why it is written that the two witnesses speak fire from their mouths. Fire is harsh. So is love like a fire, as you can read in Psalms 8:6. So, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. It is key. The last comes to rebuke, and therefore people will hate him because they will see him as not coming from the Father, who is love, not understanding that actually rebuke comes from love.